when the first levee failed along the Green River. Our Fox weather correspondent Robert Ray, he was on the scene in Tukwila, just 20 miles north of Pacific, moments after that failed along the Green.
So this is the levee break. I want to show it to you live on Fox Weather, and I'm trying to get an official here to give us exactly what's happening. The levee break in the suburbs of Seattle, and you see the Green River in the distance. Officials standing by for direction, I assume, and actually, London, if you could show them again down here. It's not significant, but big enough to allow an issue. This is an industrial area. Some of the water came in, moving into some of the roadways, so thankfully it is not dire, but dangerous enough.
And we want to get on the ground with Robert Ray. He's joining us live this morning, still waiting on the sun to rise in Seattle. Robert, good morning to you. So that was the beginning of what was the series of events, the second levee that broke overnight, not too far away from where you were yesterday.
Yeah, indeed, Stephen, and not surprising. Good morning from Seattle as you see the beautiful skyline behind me. But these levee breaks are really not a surprising situation, unfortunately, because of the saturated ground and some of the rivers rising again, even slightly, and pushing on those banks, those earthen levees, because of the amount of moisture from the atmospheric river last week and some of the new precipitation that has come in the past couple days. And we see that video from yesterday, and that is on the Green River. That occurred, and officials came in and they plugged it up with huge sandbags, and they'll monitor that throughout the day today and then reinforce it as well. On top of that levee, a walkway, they had to remove all of that debris and indeed put those big sandbags in there. And they're doing the same thing this morning down in Pacific, which is not too far away from where we were yesterday to the Green River, though more south. So we have those two levee breaks, unfortunately, and we have more rain on the way later today, here in the Seattle metro to the south and even to the north. Though having said that, not a deluge like what everyone experienced here last week with the 22 plus historic inches from the Canadian border all the way to Seattle and even to southern parts in northwest Oregon for that matter. But as I stand here this morning, breezy conditions, no rain, thankfully, but what we will experience is those wind gusts, potentially, 25 up to 40 miles an hour in Seattle, and in some areas even more. And then again, more rain on the way later today and throughout the week. And at the higher elevations, yep, we're going to see the snow. Finally, I know people here in this part of the country in the Cascades are looking forward to that. But, while all this is happening and while we're monitoring the levee breaks, there are still people in areas like Burlington, Mount Vernon, and Sumas on the Canadian border who are literally pulling water out of their house, 70,000 gallons. One guy I talked to yesterday, and let's listen to his experience and what he showed us.
Our water level is all the way up to here down here, so everything's toast. All the appliances, the ducts, the ductwork, everything's gonna get poured out. Debris that is filled up in the basement, trying to get rid of all the water that we had. We had like 70,000 gallons we had to pump out in a short period of time. But now we're worried that the next flood isn't predicted to be as high, but the water ground's still saturated. And they're still worried that the levees could still break. So if the floods are not as great as last time, levees break will be a much worse situation for us. So kind of on the fence whether this is even worth it or not doing the cleanup right now.
Yeah, and the levees breaking, as he referred to, he's up in Burlington, about 90 miles to the north. Let's cross our fingers and hope that does not happen. Where his home is located in a neighborhood, train tracks across the street. The water that flooded his house came above those train tracks for the first time. They didn't even see that in the 1990 flood and into his house and neighborhood. So let's hope the levees stay strong and do not have compromises. Unfortunately, we have had a death reported overnight, as you said also, Stephen, a drowning, and that is just horrible. That's the first death reported in this outbreak of atmospheric rivers here in the Pacific Northwest. Again, Seattle behind me. What a beautiful city here on the Sound, the bay down below, a wind gusting through these hills and mountainsides here this morning as we await sunlight and hope that there are no more levee failures in the area here in the state of Washington. Stephen?
I mean, can't imagine looking at how much water that man's home took in without the levee failure. If that were to occur, it would be terrible. So hoping that those levees hold as we wait for this next round to move on in. All right, we'll be throughout the day keeping tabs on it. No, you will too. Fox Weather correspondent Robert Ray, appreciate it. Actually,